Welcome to Why Should I Invest? Developed by the International Collegiate Angels Network, or ICAN. At ICAN, we believe that campus-born ventures are today's most underappreciated asset class. Each podcast will spotlight a campus-born founder and the venture they're building. I'm going to ask the tough questions that investors would want to ask. Hi, I'm Dr. Tom Duening. Welcome to another episode of the Why Should I Invest podcast. Today, I'm delighted to be talking with Joanna Shu. Joanna is the co-founder and CEO of a company called Cartwheel. Great name. Cartwheel makes safe, science-backed first aid products to help parents treat and prevent head lice with less stress. It sounds like a great concept. Welcome to the show, Joanna. Tell us a little bit about yourself, please, and how you came up with the idea for Cartwheel.
Sure. Thank you so much, Tom, for having me on. This is a real pleasure. So we came up with Cartwheel. Well, first, as you know, we had an older name, not as nice, and so we rebranded to be a little bit broader, so we could encompass, the growth that we want across first aid. So not just head lice, but we are starting with head lice. I'm a mom of 3 kids. They've all had head lice more than once, and the treatments on the shelf right now are full of synthetic ingredients or pesticides, or they just don't work, or all 3 of the above. And so we knew that there was a very little innovation in this kind of weird, dusty niche corner of the first aid shelf. And so we saw this was our chance. And so we're launching in all 6,000 Walgreens stores in March 26th with our first product.
Yeah. Wow, congratulations. Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah.
Thank you. So this it's called Knit Happens. It's an all-natural lice treatment kit. So it has everything you need inside. And the main, product inside, it's an all-natural gel. So it has a coconut oil base. And then in that is some mild cosmetic abrasives. So actually, they work to shred the lice and eggs. So it doesn't work chemically. It works mechanically. You put the gel on a child's head, you scrub it around, and then you wash it out. And then there's a comb included to comb anything else that might be left behind. It smells really nice. We have orange extract in there too, so it doesn't smell chemically and gross. And in our clinical trials, because we are a class 1 exempt liquid medical device, we're 95.8% effective. In comparison to what's on the shelf right now, products might be in the 30s and 40s. They may have launched at 100% almost, effectiveness, and over time, lice got smarter. They've built up resistance to those chemicals, and so now it's. If parents knew that the stuff they were trying to buy was 30% effective, would you buy that? I wouldn't.
Yeah, right. Well, it doesn't. I'm sure they don't advertise that on the box, right? But 95.8% effective. That's terrific. The product is called Knit Happens. Nice play on words. And I must say that your tagline is "By Moms for Moms." Why is that important?
It's important because, for example, in some of the other founders that we hang out with, they're doing really cool stuff, right? They're sending rockets to the moon, but we feel what we're doing is just as, if not more important, it's our kids and it's your kids, right? And you only want the best for your kids. So that's why. And I wouldn't, if it's something I wouldn't put on my kids, I definitely wouldn't put it on someone else's. So
So tell me the extent of the problem, the lice problem here in the United States.
Yeah. So lice are older than humans. So they've they're survivors. And there's not great data. We estimate there's around 17 million cases each year in the U.S., definitely more outside the U.S. Americans, we have a very low tolerance for any kind of bugs crawling around on us. But other countries, it's more of an accepted part of life. So we see even greater opportunity outside the U.S., but because we do have, now we have exclusive worldwide rights for, we have been issued in the U.S., Canada, and the EU. And so we're the only one who's allowed to sell this formula. But we've got a lot of business to first handle in the United States.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot of cases. And then, so how does it present? How does it present that suddenly, I have a need to buy this product?
So usually, not always, but usually the kid will be scratching their head. So I'll tell you what happened with my son. He played baseball. And they were all sharing hats and helmets. And sure enough, a few weeks later, he's scratching. I'm like, stop doing that. Why are you doing that?
Right.
And because it takes a little while, so you might be exposed, and then you might not notice the symptoms for a few weeks later.
Okay.
So that's how they're able to spread so, well.
Yeah. So it's the parents that recognize something as weird is going on. And then what happens to the parent when they, oh my God, it's lice? I mean, what happens?
Freak out.
Yeah.
I was ready to burn the house. It's psychological.
Yeah.
It's sort of innate where we're disgusted by bugs, and
Oh, sure.
that's normal. So
Yeah.
that's why also Cartwheel, we try to be really friendly, approachable, lead with humor, because even though it seems like scary, we want to take away that stress.
Yeah.
Like, we got you. This is no big deal. We're going to handle it together.
But if I'm a parent and my kid comes home with lice, I mean, my first inclination would be take him to the doctor. Right? I mean, is that what parents do, or are they aware that there's off-the-shelf products that you can buy to treat lice?
That's usually the first move, is to go and just pick up something from the pharmacy. So that's why we've purposely gone first to the drug channel. So the first Walmart does the most lice sales in the country. Number 2 is Walgreens. So we purposely targeted them first.
Yep. And so there's kind of a DIY, and I do see the Knit Happens product has 5 pieces in your lice treatment kit. Tell us a little bit about what the package contains.
Sure. So it contains gloves, because a lot of people don't want to touch bugs, but you don't really need it, but it's a convenience. And we also have the gel. So like I said, you apply the gel, then it has a little applicator brush. It looks like a shampoo scrubber. So you scrub it around the head. Then we also have include a shampoo. It's just a very clean formula, but a normal shampoo just to wash it out. And then a comb to get the final anything that might be hanging around.
Okay. Okay, so I pick up the kit, I bring it home, and then how long of a treatment prep regime is this going to take before the lice is eradicated?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how much hair. Like, your treatment would go faster than mine because I've got long hair. So, I mean, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, kind of in general, from beginning scrubbing to shampoo.
No, I'm talking about in terms of, like I start on Monday and the lice are gone by Friday. Is that, the case? Or?
So in our clinical trial, most people were cured after a single treatment, but we did a 2-treatment.
Okay.
We did a 2-treatment regimen. That's sort of the standard for lice, just to be on the safe side. So I think we were in the 70% with 1, but then there were some people who have a lot more. They have a lot more hair. So we have we say do it twice just to be safe, right? And that's so do it a week apart.
Okay. So your plans are really big. I mean, my goodness, when you told me you're getting into Walgreens and 6,000 stores. Tell us how it is that that you have prepared the manufacturing to be able to support that rollout.
We've been working on this for a while, right? And so it's produced in the United States, which is helpful. So we have a contract manufacturer outside Philadelphia. So they're making the gel, the shampoo is made in California. Some of the pieces come from overseas, but most is actually made in the U.S. So that's helpful. Walgreens, sales cycle's long. I don't know. It's a lot, right? So I mean, we're every single day. I'm hoping that we get this done on time, and full.
And you mentioned to me that you're in Texas now, looking at additional manufacturers. Is that correct?
Yep. And we have a second product. We have a lice prevention spray, calling it our school day spray. It's not going to be at Walgreens yet. We hope next year. But in the meantime, it'll be on Amazon, on our website. All of these products both of them will be available online as well.
Okay. And what would be the retail price for this product at Walgreens? Do you have any idea?
Yeah. We've suggested $34.99.
Okay. And what is your cost to get it to Walgreens?
So they're buying it from us for $17.50.
Okay.
And our cost is about $7.50 a unit. And we expect that to go down by as much as $2 once we've really gotten to scale.
Right.
So as in to $5.50, not down to $2, down by $2, I should say.
Great.
So we're making right now $10 a unit that we sell to Walgreens. That's good.
Yeah.
We'll make more obviously on our website, but
great. Then you've got the display cases and everything ready to go.
Yeah. We're ready.
Ready to go. Well, I knew you would be, Joanna. I've known you for a while, and you've been very modest about your background. But I'd like to know a little bit more about, your background that sort of sets you up to be successful in this particular industry and in this particular type of distribution strategy. And then also tell us a little bit more about the other people on your team.
Sure. So my background's, I have an MBA in finance. So I started my career on the trading desk, trading fixed income at Fidelity. And at the earliest opportunity, I left there and started my own skincare brand, Refresh Skin Therapy. And we had great distribution. I did that for about 10 years. We were in Costco in stores and online. And we were in Costco, US, Canada,
Yeah.
Mexico, Taiwan. We were also in Walmart Canada and Rite Aid, Singapore Airlines. So we had really great distribution. So,
Yeah.
and I learned some very hard retail lessons. Um,
Those are the
already.
best. Yep. Those are the
Plan
best.
to plan to not do those, repeat those again. Like we
Yep.
lost our shirts going into Walmart Canada. Luckily, it was a small test, but we just had no idea what we're doing. And
Okay.
so now I'm
Yeah.
like, now I know. Okay, because you start with like the hardest one, starting with Walmart.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now I know kind of the ins and outs of retail. And so really the only other full-time person, it would be our CFO, Lisa Molina. She is a
Mhm.
CPA and longtime startup CFO. Used to have her own entertainment practice, like a CPA entertainment practice in Chicago, and she sold that. So since then,
Okay.
she's been working with startups, doing all our
Wow.
financial modeling. She's actually here with me on
Yep.
the trip. I mean, she's really shoulder to shoulder with me every day. And we have a fractional operations person who came from McMaster Carr. And if you know them, they have millions of
Yeah.
SKUs, right? So
Yeah.
she's really, really tight on operations. And that's kind of the core
Yeah.
team for the moment.
Okay. So
Mhm.
the distribution is primarily going to focus on the Walgreens strategy and so on, but you also mentioned in the slide deck that I have that you've been talking to a lot of school nurses. Tell me
Oh,
about
yeah.
that relationship.
School nurses are really important to us. There are original influencers. Parents still listen to their school nurse, even if they don't
Hmm.
listen to
Okay.
other people. Yeah. So,
Sure.
and a lot of times lice are diagnosed in the school. And so the first question, say, hey, your child has lice. Then the first question is, what do I do? So we arm all the school nurses that we can with digital and printed materials in English and Spanish,
Oh,
product sheets, coupons, samples, stickers, fun
yeah.
stuff. Also, next weekend I'll be at the Texas State Nursing, the school nurse show in the Woodlands, actually,
Uh-huh. Okay.
November 1st and 2nd. We went to their annual national show, and school nurses love us. That's what they said. That's what their families are asking for, something that is
Yeah.
non-toxic and something they can
Yeah.
understand and that works.
Yeah.
So we think they're really important for our, word of mouth
Yeah.
marketing. So, and to kind of boost that, we're launching an award this year for excellence in school nursing called the Bluebonnet Award. And so nominations will open on January 1st. You can nominate your school nurse, and the winner will get supplies
Awesome.
for
Yeah.
their school, and also they'll get some stuff goodies for themselves.
Okay.
So
Yeah, Blue Bonnet, another Texas reference there, I think.
that's
Yeah,
right.
right. Yeah. No, I love it. And so, what's the reception been among school nurses? Because I'm imagining school nurses, they're getting bombarded with all kinds of, hey, try this remedy and suggest this one and so on. So, kind of, are they receptive, sort of in a unique way to your product, to the Knit Happens product?
Very. And not
Yeah.
just because we had good candy at the booth.
Yeah.
They really
Yeah.
loved the ingredients, the story. And then we
Yeah.
give them a copy of our clinical trial results
Okay.
because they're nurses, so
All
you
right.
can't pull the wool, right? So,
Yeah.
and trust me, there was
Okay.
like 4 other lice companies there at the National
Okay.
Association of School Nurses. Theirs were ghost towns. Ours was mobbed. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, then I have to ask you about the clinical trial then. What kind of
Yeah.
results did you see?
Sure. So it was 26 patients. They followed them. It was a 15-day, from end to end. So it was done in Florida, and it was, all different hair types, lengths, ethnicities.
Okay.
And they checked them the first day to see, yes, they have lice and nits. Checked again at, they're treated, checked at day 7. So the ones who didn't have any were treated, who weren't treated, and those who still had some, they were treated again. And that's how we get to nearly 96% effectiveness. We just had one
Right.
failure actually from the trial.
Wow, terrific! And yeah, I got to mention as well that you did bring up in our conversation prior to the show that you also now have a new app, an AI-powered lice detection app. Tell us about that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think maybe AI has definitely jumped the shark if lights are getting involved. But yeah,
Yeah.
so we built this internally just as kind of a fun project, not really sure what to do with it. And then we ended up, we've got something that works. We've trained a model based on all these photos of lice and hair that we had
Okay.
from the trial, from
Uh-huh.
other research that we've done. And so we taught it to recognize lice and eggs versus all the other exciting things kids put in their hair, cookie crumbs, glitter, dirt, sand, because
Yeah.
we heard over and over from parents, they're like, I wasn't sure if it was lice, maybe it's
Lice
dandruff.
could have been
And then the
rice.
dandruff,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then the
Yeah.
dandruff moved.
Oh.
So, um,
Yeah.
so this is putting that control in their hands. They can take a picture of
Okay.
their child's scalp and they can tell, okay, yes, it's lice or it's not. And
Very
but right
nice.
now it's very, very early stages. We just filed the provisional patent on Monday,
Okay.
and that's why we've been here at Austin Tech Week all week to
I see.
show it around, show it off.
Oh, awesome. Well, if people want to find out more, it's gocartwheel.com is your website. And I'm looking at your financial projections here. You're projecting $70 million in revenue thereabouts in 2030. So we have a good scaling model here in front of us. You've raised about $640,000 already, and you are currently
Yep.
in a fundraising round looking for what kind of capital?
Yeah, we're raising $1 million on a convertible note with 8%
Okay.
interest, 20% discount, $8 million valuation cap. And we have about 100 that's circled from an existing investor
Okay.
coming back in.
Okay. And can you tell us a little bit about the use of funds?
Yeah, so it's going to be production for this Walgreens order.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
also going to be other products like the spray. We're also looking at another cool thing here at Austin Tech Week. We've had some great meetings with other founders who are really, really smart technical people with great products in first aid and don't have that commercialization background. So we're looking to kind of grow across first aid, licensing some interesting technologies that we see along the way.
Yeah. Well, I have no doubt that you're going to be able to be successful with this venture. And for those investors who are itching for more, I'm going to close the show by asking my standard question. Why should I invest?
You should invest because we have the experience, we have the team, and we have something unique. We have a product that people absolutely have to have, and there's really no great alternative right now.
Well said, Joanna. Thank you very much for being on the show today.
Great. Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
For more information about how you can get involved in the ICAN mission, please contact me directly via email at tomdenning@icanhub.net.